Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. I just wanted to pop in and talk to you about what's going on coming up on this new moon in Pisces. It's really potent because it's at 26 degrees Pisces. And this happens tomorrow mornings, early Saturday morning on the 17th at 7:12 a.m. in Mountain Standard Time. And that would be 6 a.m. on Pacific Time and 9 a.m. on the East Coast. So this new moon is at 26 degrees Pisces, very close to Chiron at 27, 28, moving to 28 degrees. And so Chiron is the wounded healer. And with the sun and the moon, so in a new moon, the sun and the moon are together. And that's happening in Pisces because the sun is still in Pisces just for a couple more days before it moves into Aries. And so Aries is the spring of the zodiac. It's the astrological new year. And so we've already gotten Mars and Venus have moved into Aries. So we're starting to feel this rebirth energy. And this new moon in Pisces is allowing us, if we want to just take this opportunity with this watery Pisces energy, to deal with this, not just the sun and the moon right there with Chiron, but they're in a trine with Jupiter. And so that is this, Jupiter just turned retrograde in Scorpio, going back through the rubble of our lives, of the shadow, trying to figure out what we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. And this Pisces moon, Pisces has this great energy you can take advantage of like release and surrender and come back into your wholeness, into your oneness, your connection with spiritual source. So today I'm doing a live activation at 1 o'clock in Mountain Standard Time. And if you can't make the live activation, you can still sign up. It's $10. And what happens here is we talk through what's happening and set the stage, set this beautiful room for us to experience an activation of these energies. Like, how do we make the most of this Pisces new moon with a guided meditation that is channeled for just whatever the group. If you have your intention to join, you can set your intention even if you can't make the live event. You can catch it later. The replay is immediately available. But this Pisces new moon is this opportunity to just completely release the past. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's where for lifetimes we've struggled. So you can look at your astrological chart and see where Chiron in it is and its placement. And it can give you an idea of where your deepest wounds lie over many past lives. So these patterns that have been played out. And with this shift of ages coming up, so we got this past energy with Chiron at the end degrees of Pisces, hanging out with the new moon, and in trine to Scorpio, to Jupiter retrograde, going back through the shadow in the Scorpio area to try to bring light, to find the truth, to bring things to the surface. So we're having this huge opportunity to surrender out of these past stories and start moving into the new. So there's a lot of energy of this past and then this future coming up as well, because we're moving into this new astrological sign of Aries. The sun will move in to Aries on Tuesday. And the other thing is that Mars, tomorrow at the day of the new moon, Mars moves into Capricorn. And this is a huge energy because Capricorn is playing such a potent role as we come into the massive crazy alignments that's happening in starting next year in 2019 and 2020. And so that is going to be Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter coming into a conjunction in Capricorn. So we've got a lot of lessons around power and around truth and integrity and getting real with things, bringing it to earth, with Capricorn being an earth sign. Now, Capricorn is also a cardinal sign, meaning it's about new beginnings. And Aries is also a cardinal sign. And so that's part of the reason why we're having this shift. I mean, this is a yearly shift we go into when the sun moves into Aries, this spring energy. But with Mars moving into Capricorn, we're feeling a lot more of that. And get this, Mars takes a retrograde every other year. This year, Mars takes a retrograde this summer in Aquarius. This is the only Aquarius, real big Aquarius energy this year, and or that real, very many planetary energies in the sign of Aquarius, it's really important because Mars is our umph, it's our warrior, it's how do we move forward. And so that is telling us that this whole year is about what are we doing? Like, how do we move into the new age? Like, what's going on? What do we need to know? That Mars retrograde in Aquarius. So Mars coming into Capricorn is foreshadowing these next couple of years, because Mars is going to come into a conjunction with Saturn and a conjunction with Pluto. And it's kind of like, okay, so Capricorn energy is like the law. It's about get down to earth. It's about make it real. The thing about Capricorn and what happens when Mars is in Capricorn is it's this like productivity. There's ambition. Mars brings fight to it. Mars wants to see some stuff happen. So does Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, in Capricorn. And so we're kind of having a Capricorn bloom this next month. And that is going to, that's a precursor of the 2019-2020 astrology, and really, really important. But the cool thing about Mars and Capricorn for us right now in this spring season, as we move in the northern hemisphere into the season of spring, there's more energy coming, and there's a lot of energy for hard work, but that's very productive and that pays off with this Mars and Capricorn energy. So this Pisces new moon happening tomorrow is just this like, okay, surrender, right? Like, I've got work to do. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm like moving into the future and I've got some stuff to do and I'm going to get busy on it. And I'm ready to shed the skin of this past. I'm ready to surrender to the process that it's going to take for me to release these stories that have been played out for lifetimes, that I've just become into like a record skipping over and over again, and the same, getting in this karmic loop. And Chiron and Pisces, in this new moon in Pisces, is like, hey, and trine up with Jupiter and Scorpio, it's like, hey, yeah, that's some weird stuff, you know, that's happened to me and things I've experiences. So Pisces about this oneness energy, this connection, this very psychic, spiritual connection. And so we're looking at our ancestry and the belief systems that we've carried through generations that are affecting us. Those patterns, we're talking about societal conditioning. We're talking about past life conditioning. We're talking about early childhood conditioning. And it's kind of like, okay, I've done this, I've learned my lessons, and I'm ready to start building the new. I just can't stay here in the victim place. You know, like, these things happen to me, and this is the deal. It's like a lot of these things in past lives, we don't know what it was, but it's affecting us. It's bleeding through to this reality right now. And these old patterns are repeating that don't make a lot of sense. This is when you can really be helped by an intuitive healing session to get underneath these stories of your past lives and clear out that garbage. But it's happening to all of us regardless. And a great opportunity for this type of work is also the group session I'm having. This is a Spring Equinox celebration, celebrating this shift into the new. And that happens right when the equinox happens on Tuesday. That's 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that'd be 9 a.m. And this is the 20th of March 20th, Tuesday, March 20th. And so it's 9 a.m. would be on the West Coast, and it would be noon on the East Coast. So I hope you can consider joining me. That's a group session. We're looking at shared past lives and shared energy and pictures. And so we can look at these pictures and all get a clearing. And the last couple of times I've done this, it's been a very profound effect. So if you're looking for that type of work right now, it's so profound. If you're ready to let go of those patterns, those the subconscious beliefs that are keeping you from moving into this productive future, hang out with me on Tuesday at 10 a.m. If you can't make the live session, you can still get the work. It's $20, and there's the information in the description to sign up. So anyway, enjoy this beautiful new start and surrender to release whatever's in the way with this Pisces energy and this powerful Pisces new moon, to just step into the primordial waters and be reborn into the new age, and just surrender to this release. So it could be an emotional time, these wounds coming up from the past, just let that stuff go, and then look towards the future of what you want to create energetically. This feeling, Mars and Capricorn is like, oh yeah, I'm doing stuff. I'm getting stuff done. I'm being productive. I can see the effect of my work in this world. A lot of us have been waiting for this for a long time. And this Mars coming to Capricorn is like, get it, make it real now. Come down to earth, light workers. Do it here in this plane. We have to work with this plane the way it is. Even though we know we're trying to change it into more light and more beauty and more harmony, we have to be right here, right now, and willing to get to work. And once you get on that path and get to work, like, that feels really good. And that's a lot about what the empowerment coaching is about. So consider that service if you're looking for support and getting on your true path and feeling like you're doing what you came here to do. And so I hope you enjoy this new moon and spring equinox, and I hope to see you on a live activation or group session soon. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful, happy spring. I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.